Well, good morning. It's Monday, June 16th at 8:30 in the morning, and the dogs and I are over on the Cataraqui Trail, just walking west from Camden East. We're going to head over to the little hamlet of Newburgh, and then possibly proceed on from there after a swim in the river and head over to Strathcona. Not sure I'm going to do the Strathcona section, but we'll see how we feel after we get to Newburgh. It's a beautiful morning, mostly sunny, mostly calm, and about 20 degrees. Well, we have some low cloud moving in from the south right now, coming straight up from the south, which is a little bit strange, but I know there are some systems down that way. It's supposed to be primarily sunny today though, so we'll see if the clouds continue to move in or whether the sun comes back. One change that has occurred even since my last hike along here is the number of dead ash trees right in this location. Quite a pile of them, and this would be all due to the emerald ash borer, which has been going across North America, basically killing lots of the ash trees. So as you can see here, just beyond the shrubs that border the trail, we have a big field of some kind of grain crop. I don't know if it's oats or wheat or what it is. So the sun has largely returned, and it's quite warm now when you get out into the sunshine, out of the shade. It's supposed to go up to 26 degrees today with a humidex of 30, so it's going to be a warm day and a little bit sticky by the end of it, by the sounds of it. This trail is really a haven for song sparrows, just dozens of them along here singing as you go along. You see a lot of them out now feeding their young as well, singing as you can hear. Just dozens of song sparrows, hundreds probably more likely. There's a yellow warbler. All these species like to nest in these hedgerow shrubby areas that border the trail. The fragrance along here is just beautiful too at this time of year. Many of the shrubs are flowering and giving off their own fragrances, and you got things like wild grape that give off a very sweet smell as you pass through. Just beautiful. Just changes every few feet, you get a different scent. Okay, here we are, just coming into Newburgh from the northeast, and we'll walk down through the streets here for a little ways to get to the river. Is that nice, Bandit? That's nice, eh? So it's 9:54 here at the river in Newburgh. Just have a few more minutes for the dogs to get in the water and swim a bit, or at least lay down in it. It's not very deep here. The deeper section down to the west is quite rapid. I wouldn't want them going in there. They'd probably get sucked out away by the river. Up here it's a more gentle, rapid, and not deep at all. It's only maybe 10 inches deep at the deepest, so they can at least get out if they want to. Anyhow, to this point, we've walked 4.8 kilometers, and I've got 35 species of birds so far. So even if we walk back now, it'll be basically a 9-kilometer walk. If we go on to Strathcona, that probably adds another at least 5K, I would say, maybe 6K. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. We'll see how we feel when we leave here. This way, though. 10:15 now, and I guess we're going to walk on to Strathcona. We've walked 5.7 kilometers to this point, and we're just back on the trail now, having come through the town. This section of the trail has quite a few nice shady areas to walk through, so that's nice when the sun gets hot and beating down on you. You can at least walk back in this tunnel of shade, which is very handy. This is a longer hike than I remember it being. I'm pretty sure I've done this before from Camden East. I was a few years younger, perhaps. That can make all the difference at this time. We're already about 7.5 kilometers or more in. We got a little ways to go yet to get to Strathcona, so it looks like it's probably going to be a 16 or 17 kilometer total hike, which is a little further than I really intended to do today. Oh well, it's a gorgeous day. Might as well enjoy it. Okay, it's 10:50 and the hum of the Strathcona paper factory is becoming more and more obvious as we head west. So we're not too far from that now, and once we reach that, I think I'll just turn around and start heading back, because we have quite a walk to get back still. It's become mostly cloudy now for some reason, and a little breezier than it was earlier, but the cloud actually makes for pleasant walking conditions too. Okay, it's just approaching 11 o'clock and we've walked 8.7 kilometers to this point, and now we have to go back, and we've been walking for 152 minutes, or just over 2.5 hours, I guess. So we got a long walk back, more than I had thought about today. Not gonna linger long here because there's a fair amount of foul odor coming out of the paper plant. Quite a pungent, semi-rotten smell. I don't know what that would be in the paper manufacturing process, but we're gonna move out of here as quickly as possible. Now for the long walk back. I think the walk back should be a little shorter than the walk here because we won't be going back to the river in the Newburgh area. So that should take off 1 kilometer or more. So we might be looking at 7 kilometers for the walk back. Okay, thankfully the air is beginning to clear up again now that I'm about 1,000 feet away. The smell was following me for quite a while there, but it seems to be letting up. Maybe the wind direction's changed again. So at the turnaround point at Strathcona, I had 41 species of birds recorded along the length of this trail. We'll see if we get anything else on the way back. It's somewhat doubtful, but you never know. I guess the most interesting things this morning were chimney swifts in Newburgh. Just the numbers of song sparrows along here, and yellow warblers and yellow throats. Indigo buntings have been quite numerous over the last few kilometers. Okay, 11:36, and we're back at the west edge of Newburgh, coming into the northern part of the town. We're just going to skirt along on the trail. Coming back, we're not going to divert back down to the river, even though the dogs might like another swim probably, but it gets a little complicated because you got to go on all these different streets, and Zoe seems to get nervous going down to that park at the river now for some reason. She just seems to be going in all directions, trying to get out of there for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, 11:44, and we're just heading away from Newburgh and back to Camden East. Okay, we're coming up to 12:45, quarter to 1 right now, and we're almost back at the car. Hope you enjoyed that hike along the western sections of the Cataraqui Trail from Camden East to Strathcona and back, and a little stopover in Newburgh for a swim for the dogs. The day has gotten increasingly warm. It feels like a good 26 or so degrees now and getting more humid. Supposed to have that humidex of 30, as I said, so it is getting warm. Yeah, we're ending up with 48 species of birds, so pretty good little increase from the last count, but I'm worn out too. I'll have to figure out the exact distance, but I'd say we did at least 15 kilometers probably. So I'm kind of worn out. I think we've been walking for 4¼ hours roughly, so more than I had thought we would when I started out today. I was just looking at maybe a 2-hour walk.